Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Darian, also known as Mrs. G here on YouTube, and today I am sharing with you my favorite necessary baby items from 0 months to 12 months. All the way from newborn to 1 year, I have been compiling all these different things that I will be having for my next child. Not pregnant, but I will definitely be having these things for my next kid, and I want to share those with you today. I will also be sharing one item for each age group that I did not find necessary for my child. I just want to put in here that I am not telling you everything that you should have. These are just my opinions. Some things that I swear by, other people would never purchase, and some things that I do not think is worth the money. Some people swear by. So I am gonna put that disclaimer out here that these are my opinions. If you are new here, I have a son named Micah. He just turned a year old on March 10th, and we just celebrated his birthday. So check out that vlog. I will leave it in the credits up here. But I feel like time has sped by. Like I literally feel like he was a newborn yesterday, which I was told prior to having children that is how it feels. That's how it feels for me. My husband thinks otherwise. He thinks that it has been a very slow year for him, but definitely very fast for me. So I hope that you really enjoy these items. I will be splitting them up into 0 to 3 month, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and 9 to 12. And I will have a picture or a little clip of each item in here, and try to link as many as I can down below in the description box, so you can check them out if you'd like. But let's get started. Okay, so I have got myself here a cup of hot chocolate. I'm gonna get cozy, just like everybody going on right now. We are hanging out indoors here at our house and not going on many adventures. So this is the fanciest that I have looked in quite some time, but I dressed up for you guys, so hope you enjoy. Not looking at my no maked up face and messy hair bun. That looks ridiculous. But grab yourself something to drink if you'd like. It is snowing outside. It literally looks like Christmas right now. So hot chocolate was my choice today. But we're gonna get started with 0 to 3 month. Okay, so the first item that I absolutely cannot live without for having a newborn is kind of a controversial topic. So when we purchased this item, it was all the rave. People were very into it, and I've only heard good reviews. But then right about the middle of when we were using it, it all kind of got blown out of proportion. So that item is the Fisher-Price Rock and Play. There are a couple different brands, but we got the Fisher-Price Rock and Play, and it worked wonders. It just plugs into the wall right next to you, rocks back and forth. It can play music if you'd like, but you can choose different speeds on rocking, and it literally saved my life for coming home with a newborn. My son really loved to be rocked, but I had a C-section, and rocking him and standing up and bouncing him back and forth, and that movement was something I was unable to do. Micah was just not wanting, like, he just wanted to be held. He was one of those newborns, and so putting him in the Rock and Play worked wonders because he felt like he was being held still. The way it kind of cocooned him in, he felt snuggly, and it definitely saved us both a lot of sleep. It is a controversial topic because parents were not using it appropriately. It does have like a buckle in safety, and you should not use it once your child can roll over or gets close to that sort of thing. There's like a very fine line, and some children were hurt in the using of the item. And I'm not gonna lie, it definitely scared me because we were halfway through like the time that we used it when it was recalled. So part of me was like, oh my gosh, I need to get rid of this thing ASAP because it was recalled. But the other part of me was like, it saves my life. I don't know what to do. And I struggled with it. Okay, so the second item that was amazing during the 0 to 3 month time period was the Blooming Bath like lotus flower. I know we could have gotten one of those baths that you can just put on the counter for babies and just fill with water. However, they're very hard to store, and living in an apartment, we did not have a lot of storage, and we definitely didn't have storage for something like that. So I went on the hunt for something that could like collapse, and I also wanted my baby to be on something like cozy and warm. Like the hard plastic baby baths just didn't sit well with me. I don't know. I went on a hunt for what I could use instead and what could possibly be used in a shower or in a sink. And that's where I came across the blooming bath. The way our sink obviously is kind of like a rectangle. We put one of the leaves like in the corner, and it just kind of like cradled him perfectly. He was super cozy. The one downside that I have heard of it, different reviews have said that people were not a fan because it didn't dry quick enough, or like mildew and like ickies started growing on it. I never had an issue with that, and the way that I did not have an issue was we would wring it out immediately and then like rinse it out too, so there wasn't like trapped soap or anything. Wring it out, and then we would toss it in the dryer for just like a quick little cycle, and it dried it up completely, and we never had any issues with it. Another benefit of it is it folds up super easy and can go right into the closet. Okay, so the third item is a Milestones baby app, and I did not look into this at first. I got one of those packets that have all the different milestones, like little cards that you can set next to the baby to get pictures. And that is what I initially was like super stoked to use, or one of those blankets that you can lay out and they have different milestones on it. And I was really interested in doing that. However, I actually never used them. Like I had them, but I never used them. And what I realized is I am one of those people who take photos and videos of everything. And so I had the photos of my son doing the things of the milestones and all of that, but I never had the cards with me. So the cards never really worked out for me. So what I did was get a editing app, and I use the Baby Story app. That's what worked for me. It's completely free. You can buy things in the app. They're in-app purchases if you'd like. But I was able just to take a normal photo, and then later on I would pull the photo back into that app, and then I could play around and add all these different milestones to it. Height, weight. I was able to create all these different things. First bath, first time rolled over, all of that on my phone with photos I've already taken. That was definitely a big plus for me and saved me a lot of time, so I highly recommend it. Okay, so there is one item that I do not recommend purchasing for a baby newborn to 3 months. And it's also a really, really hard one. But that is cute clothes. Being an expecting mother for the first time, I was stoked to go get all these cute little adorable clothes. I grew up playing dolls, and I was so excited to be a mom one day, and then all of a sudden I can buy all these clothes for my new baby, and I was super stoked. However, it's not really practical. Newborns to 3 months, and sometimes even more than that, they wear onesies and sleepers. Those things are absolutely amazing. They save lives. That's all you do is keep them in that. I never changed Micah out of those things because they're sleeping most of the time. They're sleeping and they're cozy, and that is what we went for. So the cute clothes, we did buy a couple of items, but he actually never wore them because like we got a cute little overall set, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks like he's in the safari. This is adorable. We're gonna put him in it. And it wasn't actually cozy. And so I could not get myself to take my month-old baby who just wants to cuddle and be loved and put him in this not cozy outfit. So I highly recommend just avoiding those. You will get the cute clothes later on. With a 0 to 3 month baby, I highly recommend just doing the sleepers and the onesies. Okay, we are moving on to the 3 to 6 month category. And the first thing that I wish I would have had for my baby, and what I had to hurry up and do, was get teething products. Teething products and the knowledge of how to help and deal with a teething baby. I thought I had time, and I am a researcher. Did so much research because I'm a believer that you need to study before you take a test in every single thing. And I did that, including a pregnancy test. I studied to see if I can even take care of a kid prior to getting pregnant. And so I normally studied on so many different things, but I thought I had time for teething. I thought teething came later when they started getting like food, you know, like at the 6th month and stuff like that is when they recommend feeding. And so I thought, okay, teeth obviously are going to come in there. False. I mean, they do, but they can also come earlier. My poor baby started teething at 3 months old and no teeth popped through yet, but he definitely had the swollen gums and the pain, and he was just so uncomfortable. And I was clueless. I had no idea what to do with him because it's such a strange age to be giving them any sort of medication whatsoever. Talking to my doctor, they were like, there's not really anything you can do for him. Give him like a wet wash rag or things like that. So, I mean, there are a couple of things that you could have on hand, such as teething toys or like a little toothbrush teething toy. I have one that looks like a banana, and that also really helped him there. Another item that I would definitely add into the teething area is a pacifier, like food dispenser is what they're called. And so they have mesh ones. I got plastic, like rubbery ones, and I think those are amazing. From people telling me about the mesh ones, it was hard to get like food out of the mesh, whereas the plastic ones, silicone, rinse super easy, pop it in the dishwasher and you were good to go. But things like that, and just the knowledge on what to do, like how to help my little guy feel better. And so I would highly recommend knowing that kids can teeth a lot earlier than you think and having teething toys on hand. Okay, another item that I would highly recommend for the 3 to 6 month age group is a baby carrier front pack or like a wrap. I had a boba wrap, which I actually used when Micah was a newborn, just a couple of days old. Here in Alaska, where I'm at, I'm on an island in the middle of nowhere. Check out the video on Life in Alaska if you haven't seen that. But we actually cannot have children in the community I live in, which blows people's minds when you're not from here. But we actually do not have an OR. We do not have OBs here. We do not have the like security and safety of delivering a child here. We need to be somewhere where we could go into an OR if needed, which is actually what I had to do when I delivered Micah. And so we actually have to travel out of our town to have a child. So long story short, I had Micah in a different community and we had to fly back several days later. And going on a plane, I had a C-section, so having like a baby carrier on my abdomen really hurt. I couldn't carry him in like a carrier or anything like that, so I had him wrapped in a boba wrap on my chest through the entire like flight, and they even let me walk through security with him like that. And so it worked out super well in that age, but it also helps at this 3 to 6 month age, because I feel like, at least for my little guy, he really wanted just to be near me, near me. He slept better that way. And at the 3 to 6 month is when I was able to like do more things, and having a wrap was definitely necessary at that time. So I highly recommend that. Okay, so another item that I highly recommend getting at this age is sleeping sacks. And the reason why I put them in the 3 to 6 month category is when my baby was a newborn and in that early stages, I was planning on swaddling, and that's what we did. We swaddled for, quite a while. They say you can swaddle until the baby's able to roll over. So, that could be several months. But we swaddled for a lot shorter than I thought we were going to. Micah hated being swaddled. And I know some babies absolutely love it and could do it forever. Micah hated it. He did not want his arms down or anything. So we had to quit swaddling because he hated it. And I did not have any sleep sacks on hand. And so again, living here in this community, I had to order them. It takes at least a week for things to get to me. So I did not have any on hand. And I also had no idea like what I was looking for. So the first sleep sacks that I got zipped like the zipper was up here and you zipped it down to change a diaper in the middle of the night. Don't get those. I highly recommend doing the ones that zip from the bottom up because that makes changing a diaper way easier. They also make sleepers that zip from the bottom up instead of down, because then again, it's easier to change diapers and you don't have to like strip your baby from the sleep sack and his sleeper in the middle of the night. Sleep sacks were definitely needed to get like right off the get-go. Okay, so the one item that I did not love having in this age group was my vibrating bassinet. And I thought that this was the perfect bassinet to get. When I was looking for one, I got the Graco Dream Suite, and it is a bassinet on top, and you like pinch some buttons and then you flip it over and it's a changing table on top. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, it's 2-in-1. Because I can just have it in our room and I wouldn't have to bring his other changing table into my room. I could just have this. And to be honest, I never flipped it over. Like in the middle of the night, I never flipped it over and was like changing him. I was like changing him on my bed, or eventually we brought the changing table in the room because it was much easier than doing the flipping. But also the vibrating, I was like, perfect. It will probably like to be moved. It kind of feels like you're being held. So this will be great. It vibrated so hard that it actually scared him at first. Like it just freaked him out. And then also it would like randomly turn off. And I don't know if it was just like an issue with my product or what, but because it would randomly turn off, it would wake him up in the middle of the night. He'd be sleeping and then it would turn off. And then all of a sudden there's no hum and he's not like being moved at all. So it woke him up, and that was something that I would not spend money on again. It did not work for us at all. Okay, we are now in the 6 to 9 month category, and the first item that I love, like it is my love, and that is a baby monitor that monitors breathing. I am one of those anxious mothers who would probably poke my son just to make sure he was breathing. Something that I was really looking for was a baby monitor that I could have the app on my phone that I could access from anywhere. I found the Cocoon Cam Plus, and that was perfect for me. It has a very decent price range. Like, I was not wanting to drop $300 on a baby monitor, but I needed a baby monitor that would keep me at peace of mind. And the Cocoon Cam did that for me. And the difference between it and what I found other baby monitors that hook up to your phone, a lot of them you had to be on the same Wi-Fi to be able to tap into the monitor. But I was like, what if I'm out with the girls and want to look at my baby, because that's the anxious freak mom that I am. The breathing is the big thing. I wanted something that, like, I looked at the pads that go under the mattress that they could like sleep on, and it would alert you if baby stops breathing, but it had to be done properly, and what if they weren't over the pad? And so it wasn't giving me what I was looking for, of like the constant monitoring of the breathing. And so I looked into the sock monitor, the Owlet monitor, and you had to like keep raising the size of socks, which it obviously makes sense. But again, it was not in like a good price range for me. And so I was trying to find something that did both. The Cocoon Cam, what I love about it is attached on the wall above the crib, and it monitors the entire crib. So I don't have to strap him onto anything or anything onto him. I don't have to put anything like in his crib with him, like the pad under the mattress. It's above him, he can't get to it. And it also monitors the entire crib. So it doesn't matter if he's in a ball in the corner or spread out in the middle or all up on the side, like it sees him wherever, and it monitors all of that. It tells me how many breaths per minute he is having. It, if I click on one of the buttons, it shows me like in color where a movement is coming from. It senses that. And also if baby stops breathing or anything, it immediately signals me. Okay, another sleeping item, but works wonders, is a sleeping sound machine. And I got one from the Big Red Rooster that I purchased off of Amazon. It has 6 different sounds. So it can have like waves crashing, the brook, which really makes me have to pee, a thunderstorm, all of those things. But when we moved Micah into his room at 6 months, we went from having him in our room to where we had to kind of be quiet, obviously, when he was sleeping. And I also wanted to teach my kid that it doesn't have to be dead silent to sleep. He did need some noise because that gave Eric and I the freedom to do other things after he went to sleep. And the sound machine absolutely does that. You can get many different kinds, but I love this one because again, it's portable. I can take it with me. Just quick unplug. It's run on batteries, lasts all night, but super lightweight. I definitely recommend getting yourself a sound machine. All right, another item in the 6 to 9 month category is bibs with pockets. At this age, you are starting to feed your baby, and we originally got him bibs that, you know, just like the traditional normal bib, but I was having to like wash them all the time, and it would never make it back to the kitchen in time for other meals and everything, and he was getting food everywhere, which he still does, but a lot less. So I was like, we gotta do something. So we purchased some rubber, silicone, what are they? Bibs that have a pocket. They can go right in the dishwasher when you're done. So at the end of the night, we pop them in the dishwasher, they get sanitized and clean and all ready to go the next day. I got 2 of those off of Amazon, and they are amazing. They catch a ton of his food, and he thinks that having a pocket is super cool, which, I mean, don't we all? People buy dresses with pockets because it has pockets. All right, so the one item that I would not get for my child at this age are baby shoes. At this age, 6 to 9, they're starting to move a little bit, and you're kind of getting excited that they're gonna, you know, get close to walking and all of that. So you get kind of stoked, and shoes are just adorable. So you want to get them for your kid, but to be honest, Micah never wore them. Okay, we are in the next and last category, the 9 to 12 month category. The first item that I highly recommend you invest in are standing toys, walking toys, things along those lines. So my parents actually got a Leapfrog Learn and Play musical table that Micah absolutely loved. It really encouraged standing. It wasn't the most stable for kids that are rough and tumble. Might just be my kid, or it might be because he's a boy, I'm not quite sure. But it definitely encouraged that he wanted to stand because there was noise coming from up top, and he wanted to play with those things. You can actually pull off the legs and lay it on the floor, so they can start out with it on the floor and then it gets lifted, and so they're more interested in like, hey, my toy is above my head, let's get that. And that item actually brings us into number 2, climbing toys. Not long after Micah was standing, he was walking, running really quickly. At 10 months, he started walking, and he was ready to go. Like, he wants to climb, he wants to jump off things, and now being a year old, he like can get on and off the couch. He loves to dismount off the bed. Obviously, we're right there just in case he falls. Gonna put that disclosure out here. But he wants to climb on everything, and since it is snowing outside, we will be getting like yard toys that he can climb on this summer. But right now, he needed something he could climb on. Another item that you could use instead of those is a rocking horse, but like a plastic version. So we got a Little Tykes rocking horse for Micah's first birthday, and it's blue, just like Cookie Monster, just like his birthday party was all Cookie Monster themed. That's his favorite guy ever. Once he discovered that he can sit on it, he discovered he can stand on it. This is something I was not too thrilled about. I definitely want to keep my kids safe in every single aspect, but he also needs to learn that, hey, you can't stand on that, you're gonna fall down. And what do you know? He has fallen down before, turns around, gets kisses on his boo-boo, jumps right back on. So he loves to climb, he knocks it over, climbs on top of it, anything like that. Climbing toys are probably a go-to for a 12-month-old. Okay, this last item that I highly recommend for any independent child is a Munchkin 360 sippy cup. And I purchased a couple of these early. I feel like you should give them to like a little bit older kids. I mean, it took me a second to figure out how to work it, but Micah is a very independent kid. He sees what we do and he immediately wants to do it. He is just like his daddy, wants to be just like his daddy. So when he sees us drinking out of normal cups, which, by the way, when he sees us drinking out of normal cups, he wants to drink out of a normal cup, which sometimes we give him a little bit of water in a normal cup. He does pretty well. But the 360 Munchkin cups allow him to have a cup that looks a lot like ours. It doesn't have handles. It doesn't have like a sippy like top that goes in his mouth. It looks like a normal cup, but it seals around the top. So when you tip it upside down, it does not leak at all, but tilt it like a normal cup, give a little bit of a sucking pressure, and you can drink out of it super easily. Okay, so the one item that I have for this age group, the 9 to 12, that I actually do not use is a playpen. And this one, again, these are my opinions, but this one, a lot of people swear by them. They put their kid in it. Their kid is perfectly fine. It keeps them contained, all of that goodness, and they love it. For me, that is not how it works. My son, again, is very independent. He wants to be just like us, follows us around, literally at my heels all the time, and he wants to play with everything. I'm one of those parents that my house is baby-proofed. I do not have things low that are like super important or breakable. I have baby locks on things that he can't get into, but there's also things that I don't care that he gets into. I don't care if he gets into my Tupperware drawer or cupboard. It looks like a mess in there because I don't mind if he plays with them. So a playpen, he hates. I've put him in it before and he feels like he's trapped because he is, and he screams the entire time. So we don't use it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. Consider subscribing to my channel. I make weekly videos every single Wednesday about motherhood, lifestyle, home decorating, and just being real about motherhood. I am here to try to create a community where we can support one another in this crazy journey called motherhood. It's insanely hard, harder than I ever could have imagined. There is no rule book to becoming a parent, and YouTube is where I have learned a ton. So that is why I joined. Please check out my other videos. Stick around. We have some amazing things coming up this summer. Cannot wait to share that with you. But if you liked this type of video, if you want to see a mom video of like essentials that mom needs in the first year from newborn to 1 year, or I can even do like pregnancy items that I absolutely swear by. If you're interested in those type of videos, hit that thumbs up button or comment down below. Let me know. I'd be happy to make those. Since I am stuck in my house like the rest of the world right now, I can do a lot of these type of videos since the outdoors is kind of blocked off for us. But thank you so much for sticking around. Wait until the end of this video. I hope you like it, and we will see you next week. Bye, guys.